Hello, my sweet friend. It's Christina, and welcome to a new episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Hello, my sweet friend. I am Christina Revalo, cake decorator, coach, and teacher, and I am here to empower my fellow cake artists to be creative and to work together as a tight cake community by providing information and opportunities for all, regardless of their level of expertise and knowledge. If you are a cake artist, cake decorator, baker, or cake enthusiast and want to be coached for success, this podcast is for you. Let me help you set achievable goals, understand that managing your time, having a positive mindset, understanding your customer, selling, using social media for your cake business, and knowing how to teach your craft are all as important as flour, sugar, and eggs. Let me share with you what has worked for me, all from a very personal and down-to-earth perspective. I want for you to put your name out there, not to be stressed with time and working hours, and to participate in cake collaborations and competitions, so one day you will be that cake artist featured in a cake magazine or teaching at international events, just like me. Welcome to the Art Cake Coach podcast. Well, hello, my sweet friends, and welcome to another episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Christina here. Another beautiful day in sunny Lisbon, Portugal on a Tuesday morning. Actually, today we have a beautiful sunny autumn, almost winter day, and a little bit windy but very blue. The sky is absolutely stunning, and I'm super happy to have you all here today with me. So today's episode is going to be the start of a series of episodes about social media. Why? Because in the beginning of this month, we had a very special challenge, social media challenge on Cake Friends Stay Creative, where I help the community with a full week of posts, but posts that included everything. They included what to post, when to post it, the hashtags, the narrative that you were going to use, the topic, if it's going to be real, if it was going to be a picture, if it was going to be a post, a story, everything. And some of our members did it, and they had a little bit of result. Not everybody was consistent, even though that was one of the key elements in this challenge is the consistency, but it helped to, open their mind a little bit about how to program social media. But of course, it raised a big conversation about the myths of social media, about the concerns of people using social media, especially cake artists, and the narrative goes something around, this is too much for me, I don't have time, I can't, I feel like a phony, I feel like a fake. So today I decided, because actually I was thinking on creating a series of episodes about social media this month, okay? Because of the challenge and because it's a topic that is recurrent on the group, and people are always asking to know more about that and to get deeper knowledge on how to use their social media, or how to I don't know if you say that, rentabilize? No, I don't think so. I think I'm mixing all the languages that I speak, but how to make it more rentable, I guess, how to get more followers and have more sales all through social media. And it's one of their biggest concerns. Everybody wants to go viral, everybody wants to beat the algorithm, but there are some myths about all of this. And the thing is that when I hear my fellow cake artists, most of my fellow cake artists saying all of this, my content doesn't go viral, I don't have that many followers, or I don't sell on social media, or I feel like a phony, my question immediately goes is, do you really understand what's going on with social media? Do you really understand your purpose on social media? Do you really know what is your goal? Let's tackle first all of these myths about social media. And you're going to be surprised about what I'm going to say. But let's tackle everything first. I'm going to be absolutely honest with you. as I always am, because, it's the podcast and this is my confessionary, and I'm honest with you. I do not stress about social media. My life doesn't evolve around social media. You see me there a lot, but it's because I program it to the point that it looks like I'm always there, but I'm not always there. My private life is very private, even though I talk about it, but still very private. I don't have to expose my family or my friends or my private life in order to get followers, and I don't have that many followers. That's the thing. And people will say, "Well, Christina, why are you talking about social media if you don't have many followers?" Because that's not my goal, and that's when all the stress of social media stopped, when I realized that's not my goal on social media. So that's what we're going to be talking here today on the RK Coach podcast. Stay tuned, because it's going to be a very different social media episode, and I really, really hope you enjoyed. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. And before we start this episode, I cannot start without giving a big shout out to somebody that it should have given a big shout out last episode. Actually, the funny thing is I did record that shout out, and somehow in the editing part it was left out. And she has been an amazing participant of my coaching sessions. I'm not going to say names, but you know who you are. She had a sold out of her product in December, and she started participating as my coachee because she won a giveaway. I think I'm not sure if it was for my birthday or for the anniversary of the Art K Coach podcast. I don't remember right now, but she won a giveaway. She started working with me. We had a whole month of working together. Uh, she had a bunch of ideas. Actually a very organized person. Goal setting and time management down you know, to everything she needed to do and to know. But she had too many ideas, and she didn't know where to aim her strength and her energy. So we work on that. It was very easy for me to work with her, I have to be honest, because she was very organized. So she is very organized, and she is aware of her product and her audience and what works, what doesn't work. We just needed to twist here and there a few things on her social media, and just focus. Just focus. It was just a matter of focusing, and she left me the most beautiful feedback that I want to read for you all today. Thank you so much, sweetie. I don't know if you want me to say your name, but I'm not saying it, but you know who you are. And it says her feedback is the following. I've had the amazing chance to work with Christina from the Art Cake Coach. She helped me focus on the important tasks that I had at hand without dismissing the torrent of ideas that I have. In doing so, she helped me sold out my Christmas promo 2023. Working with her is great. She's easygoing and knowledgeable, and a great time management expert. 100% recommended to work with her. You won't regret it. Thank you so much, my sweet, sweet friend. I'm going to leave her social media here is at the virtual bakery on Instagram. She's located in Germany, and her product is the most beautiful advent calendar made of alfajores in very special flavors. But she's sold out, so you will have to be on the waiting list for next year, because she's already sold out this year. Thank you so much for being part of my coaching sessions. Thank you so much for trusting me, and I couldn't be happier that you had these great results. And if you are there and you need my help, remember you can always book a free coaching call or a discovery call with me just to see where you're at. It's free. We just need to sit down, see what you need, where to focus on, and if you want to, you can keep working with me. We achieved this in just 1 month, so I'm welcome to help you. Thank you so much, and stay there because this episode is about to start. And before we start this episode, I really want to invite you to a very special webinar that is going to be held on the Art K Coach group on Facebook. I'm going to leave all the links here in the description of this episode. In this webinar, we're going to be talking more in depth too about all of the myth about social media that we're going to talk today, and I'm going to help you so you can walk away with a very simple planning method to organize your post for at least 15 days that you can repeat for a whole month, and you can keep repeating so you don't have to think too much about how or when or what or to post, if it's real, if it's not, if it's this, if it's that. So you will have sort of a template that you can copy and paste, that you can repeat every 15 days, and you won't have to think too much about your posting on social media as a cake artist. Remember, all of this is dedicated and tailored for cake artists because, as I keep repeating, we are cake artists, decorators, bakers. We are not social media influencers, but we need this tool. So I want to make your life as easy as possible. If you want to participate in this free social media webinar, it's available to all the members of the Art K Coach group on Facebook, and I'm going to be leaving the link here in this episode. Just go there, ask to join, and in the questions, just mention that you listened to the episode and that you want to be part of the webinar. And of course, I will gladly welcome you to the group. So I wish and I hope to see you there. This webinar is going to be this Friday 24th at 4 p.m. GMT or Lisbon time, Greenwich Meridian time, in English. And we're going to have another version in Spanish on the 29th of November. It's a Wednesday, same time. 4 in the afternoon GMT, Greenwich Meridian time. It's the same time in UK, Lisbon. So you can be part of this social media webinar. It's going to be fun, and you're going to walk away with very practical tips to use on your social media. So I hope to see you there. Okay, my sweet friends, so here it is. Today's episode, like I said, is all about social media, but I want to tackle today something very special. What I want to work on today is on the myths of social media. Like I mentioned before, we did the challenge in Cake First Stay Creative. It was very easy to do. We needed to be very consistent. Not everybody was consistent, but I understand there's a lot going on. And that is the thing. There's a lot going on, and we want to make things as easy as possible for us as cake artists. And the lack of consistency, and maybe it was like, I don't know very well what I'm doing. And of course, there is all of these questions that I mentioned before that people keep asking. Is like, I feel like a phony. I don't understand what I'm doing. This algorithm is beating me. I cannot manage to do this every day. This is too much for me. And so on, so on, so on. So I wanted to work today, especially on these myths around social media. So why do we hate social media? Because some people actually hate it. Some people's like, I can't stand this. Like, I know I need it for my business, but I don't like it. Why do we feel that we're controlled by social media? A lot of people feel like that. They feel like it enter in this like mouse wheel, and you don't get out of it, and it's a very overwhelming feeling. Why do we get overwhelmed and believe it's time consuming? Why do we feel like mice running on a wheel? Well, let me tell you why. Because it's absolutely true. That's how social media wants us to behave. Social media is created for us to be engaged in there as much as we can be, and just be there, because that's what they want. They want for their audience to keep being there, because that's how they sell publicity, and that's how they sell a lot of other things that I'm not going to get into, but that's how they get you to consume their product. So the algorithm and everything is created for you to keep engaged. And when you are there for hours and you feel like I lost hours, either trying to figure out what to post, or just I was gonna post and I just stay there looking at cakes and stuff. And when I realized, it was like half an hour or an hour later, and I lost time and I wasted my time. You do feel all of these feelings that I mentioned before. So the question is, we know that's true. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to go say, no, this is because there's a purpose. Of course, there's a purpose. Of course, there's a goal. And it could be positive for your business. It could be. Do everyone goes viral? No. Does everyone become an instant celebrity online? No. Um, if you have a bunch of followers, you're gonna sell more cakes. Not necessarily. I mean, I'm being absolutely honest, but social media, and that's how I look at it. Social media, it's a window. It's like I don't have a physical store and I need a window for my products or for my my coaching business. I need a window for people to know what I'm doing. And social media, for me, is that window. But if you had a physical store, like a place where people go and buy cakes, will you spend more time decorating the window or creating the products and selling the products? You will be creating and selling the products. You will decorate the window what? Once a week, once a month? I don't know. Every special season? That's it. So, why do we get so focused and consumed by social media? Because it's made for that. That's what the algorithm wants us to be. They want us to be engaged as much as we can, as much as possible. And it's time consuming. It is time consuming. It can be overwhelming. It can be daunting and stressful. And we don't want that for my cake people. I don't want that for my community. I want to make it as simple as possible. But how do we get out of the matrix? Because remember the Matrix movies? That's how I feel sometimes when I'm on social media. And I'm sure you do as well. Out of all of the things that social media requires from us, what is the one only common denominator that I can control? Myself and my goals. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. And I am so happy to introduce a new partner for the Art Cake Coach podcast. A big, big, big shout out to my sweet friend Maria Barna from Mayatina. If you don't know Mayatina, I'm going to tell you all about it. Mayatina is a flexible flour paste that is made in Austria by my sweet friend, entrepreneur, businesswoman, Angel Maria Barna. What happens? This paste is absolutely flexible, okay? And it's now available for dry, mid-humid, and high humidity environments. So you can choose which product to use depending on where you live. It can be stable, it can be versatile, and it's shatterproof because, and this is the great news, it remains flexible for months after it dries. It's available in different sizes and different colors. It's based on tapioca and rice flour, and it's vegan, halal, and GMO free. So what's not to like about this paste? I have to be honest. You know that I don't do flowers, but I use Mayatina paste for dresses, for skirts, ruffles on all of my sugar paste modeling, bows, because it's absolutely flexible, it doesn't break, and it totally looks like fabric. So I recommend it 100%, and I urge you to go and check out this website with all the information about this very, very unique product that is now in the market. And it is a family business, is all made by this sweet lady that has all of these beautiful products available for us. So don't forget, go check out Mayatina's website, check out all of the amazing products they have, check out all of the amazing characteristics that you can choose from, and just say hello to Maria for me and tell her that I sent you, because she's amazing. So thank you so much, Mayatina. Thank you so much, Maria, for being part of the family of the Art Cake Coach podcast. So yes, my sweet friend, the only thing that you can control from social media, it's you. That's it. We cannot control the algorithm. We cannot control social media users, we cannot control the audience, we cannot control anything but ourselves and our goals. And when I realized this, when I put that in that order, that's when everything changes, because I didn't feel that I was being control, but that I was in control. So I removed myself from the equation and I decided, okay, what do I want to do with social media? Of course, I had to rethink my goals. My goals were not anymore, I want to have 1 million followers, or I want to become viral on social media, or I want to become an influencer or a social media celebrity. That was never my goal anyway, but it stopped being, right? It stopped. I removed that from all of the question. And by removing that from the equation, all of the pressure, all of the stress, all of the stress that I had from wanting to be something on social media that I was not, poof, just disappeared. It just disappeared. And other thing came into place, or entered the game, which was um, being myself, first of all. Second, be as consistent as I could. Having everything planned to the T, so I know exactly what to post, when to post, and I won't be stressed about that. And just let it flow. That's it. Because my focus is not on selling through social media. My focus is not on gaining more followers to become clients. I tried it, I studied it, but it was really time consuming. And you have to call the things the way they are. It is time consuming. But what I wanted, like I said before, was a window. So I dedicated myself more towards my communities. That's where my people are. That's where all of my followers, cake friends, future and current clients are, not on social media. Social media is just a window for me to show what I do, so people will know. And then you come to the podcast, and then you go to the groups, and that's how I really get in touch with you, and we can get together, we can talk, you can know more about me, and you can know more about what I do, and eventually become coach and coachee if that's what you want. It's not about just social media, and it's liberating. It's absolutely liberating. But we only get there if we really understand what are the issues that we have with social media, and how we can control that, how we can reverse that to our favor, and what are the main concerns of the people about social media, and what are the myths that we are actually going to remove from our lives. And the webinar this Friday, 24th of November, 4 p.m. Lisbon time, GMT, Greenwich Meridian time. This webinar is going to be all about that, and you're going to walk away with a very special template on how to post, when to post, and what to post. From me, from it's exactly what I use and how I use it. So I'm going to share that with you on the free webinar. But today, what I really want is to focus this episode and talk about the main concerns and those myths that people have when they are using, or they are users of social media. So this is what we're going to talk about next. So first, let's talk about the main concerns people have when using social media. They are concerns about privacy issues. It's very common for people to feel that they're exposing too much, or they're being too exposed. Cyberbullying, it's a thing. We know it's a thing, but if you are very careful and if you curate your content very thoroughly, you can avoid cyberbullying. I've been on social media for a while now. I think since I started my business 16 years ago, I've been on social media with it. Not 16. I think Facebook was not there yet. I just had a blog, but I was always there on the web and later on the social media, and I never had any issues with that because my content was always very curated. At the beginning was not on purpose. It's just that I wanted to keep things quite privately, and I didn't expose like my life and myself, just business, just cakes, and later because it was curated for that. Fake news and misinformation, that's another thing that people are concerned about on the use of social media. But I actually highlighted, and I'm not going to talk too much about the privacy, the cyberbullying, and the fake news, because I'm going to highlight the ones that I think are more accurate, not more accurate, they speak more to our community. Addiction and time waste. That's one of the things that most of the people in the community talked about, right? They thought that this is very time consuming, that they're wasting their time, they could be doing something else while they are paying attention to social media. Excessive use of social media can lead to addiction, it's true, and contribute to feelings of anxiety and depression. It's true. It's absolutely true. We're seeing it in our younger generations. It's a concern. As a mother, I have a 20-year-old and I have a 12-year-old, and it's a concern because I see a big difference between the two of them with the use of social media, and you really have to be on top of that. But for us as cake artists, it's a matter of what I said before, just control what you can control, that is yourself and your goals. When you are focused on that, the feeling of anxiety because of social media, that feeling of you're missing out, because when we see other people's posts and we're not part of that conversation, we feel like we're missing out. That is absolutely removed from the equation because your focus is on you, on your goals, on your mission, and on your product. That's it. There's another thing that is the constant need for validations through the life and contents of other people, and that can also impact on a self-esteem. I will call it the self-esteem of your business. It's a reality. I've been there. Still, sometimes you get lost on scrolling up and down on social media, and you start looking at these beautiful cakes. You start looking at these beautiful, modeling pieces, flowers. Everybody seems to be in top of the world. Everybody is participating in events, fairs, competitions, winning stuff, and you start feeling like, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life and with my business? This is like, I'm nothing. And then what I do then when that happens is I just stop. I go to my account and I go as back as I can through to older posts, and I start looking at the post from back then till today, and I can see how far I have walk, how far I have become as a cake artist, what have I learned and earned and participated. And it's like a validation. It's like, okay, it's like looking at my social media from the eyes of another user. And it's like, okay, I'm good. I'm focused. This is what I do. This is what I like. And this is my style. And I'm happy with it. But it happens. It happens a lot. And we have to be careful with that. Another concern that I think is connected to the previous one is comparison and social pressure. Social media often portrays idealized versions of people's lives, and in the cake business world, is not a difference, leading to social media comparison and feeling of inadequacy. Users may feel pressured to conform to certain standards or lifestyles. We see that a lot in the young people. We see that a lot in influencers. They're living lives that are absolutely not true, but they want to portray something that is not real just to keep the illusion. And that could happen as well on, it's so easy. I'm going to tell you, it's so easy to do that in the cake world as a cake artist, to curate your content to a point that people will think you are in the top of the world and you're the most successful business, and you're happy and loving every minute of it. Stress is not for you. Bad clients are not for you. You're booked all the way. And it's not true. It's not true. That happens a lot, and I know I know it happens. And it's That's the point where you have to be absolutely honest with yourself and just be you. Just be you. Just be honest. It's so easy to create a post that says that you're sold out when you're not. It's so easy to create a post or a diploma of something that is not true. It's so easy. But don't fall into that because you don't need to compare to anybody. You need to be you. Again, focus on your goals and focus on your work. That's it. Another concern is the lack of offline connections. People feel that they live their lives online and they're not living their lives in the real world. Again, if you are absolutely focused on what is your purpose with social media, uh, is not this is not going to happen. Okay. It could, I mean, it's so easy to fall into that because in social media everybody's nice. In social media everybody's your friend. In social media everybody, they all give you blessings, they all give you love and hugs, and you're the best and you're amazing. And maybe you're not, and maybe they don't really mean those hugs, but and then when you go in the real life and you meet them, it's like they're not like that. Actually, these people is not as nice as they were on social media, and then the depression comes in. So don't, keep your real friends real and close to you. See them out of social media. If you cannot see them physically, my friends are on all over the world, they're not in the same country that I am, but I keep our conversations through other medias so we can keep it real. Okay, keep those connections real. It's very important that you know who your friends are and just keep them very, very close. And the ones that are not, just forget about it. That's it. We don't need to pay attention to that. And last but not least, and that's where everybody goes like, oh, it's the algorithm's fault. Yes, it's the fault of the algorithm. They excuse themselves on that, and that's it. Algorithm bias. So let me talk a little bit about this. I'm going to read something that I have here that I prepared for you. Social media algorithms might contribute to the creation of filter bubbles, reinforcing existing beliefs and limiting exposures to diverse perspectives. This can contribute to polarization and lack of understanding between different groups. Okay, what is that, Christina? Let me explain. The algorithm, it's a program. Okay, it's a formula. It's a program. The algorithm, what the algorithm wants is to keep people engaged in the platform because that's it. It's like you have a business. Instagram is a business. Okay, the algorithm is the girl that sells in that store, and they just want to keep people in. So they're gonna tell the girl to just keep them in, keep them buying because that's what we want. We want to keep selling, and this person, the algorithm, which is the clerk in the store, will just do everything this person can to keep you there. And if the algorithm, if the algorithm realizes that videos of kittens or videos or of this fails, big fails or major fails, I don't know what is the name of that, where people just fall down and have these weird accidents and people just laugh at it, or videos of, I don't know, I'm not gonna go into other videos. But anyway, that content that goes viral and people's like, I cannot believe this content, like kitten went viral and I just did this perfect cake and nobody likes it. Why? Because the algorithm is going to play in favor of the kitten because more people watch the kitten than cakes. Simple as that. And of course, we're going to blame the algorithm. And of course, we're going to say this is so unfair. We're going to say that this is not, this cannot be. The algorithm can favor comments. The algorithm can favor AI enhanced posts. The algorithm can favor because it keeps changing. And it's really hard to keep up with the algorithm. But blaming the algorithm is not going to get us anywhere. Okay? Understanding the algorithm is also time consuming. It changes constantly. So unless you want to become a social media manager, don't. Just keep working on what you have to work. Keep organized. Keep your goal in mind, and just keep working and change. Adapt the goal to what you can do. It's so important. I'm not saying settle for less. I'm saying be realistic on your goal. Like I said, unless you can pay somebody to take care of your social media and do all of the things that I mentioned before and take care of the algorithm, or unless you're going to become a social media manager and forget about cakes, then don't. Then don't. But this is for cake artists. This is curated for you, not for social media managers. I don't have all the answers I'm not a social media manager. I'm not. I've taken courses because I'm interested, but I'm not a social media manager. I don't plan to be. I'm not a social media strategist, and I don't plan to be. I'm a cake artist, and I use social media. So what I'm sharing with you is a way to make it as easygoing as possible and to help you so it's not another stress in your life. That's all I want. And that's what this episode is all about. As your cake coach, I am here to help you. If you want to go a little bit further in your journey, to organize your time, set clear goals, maybe teach, work on your mindset, or set a roadmap for results, especially for results and success, I am here for you. Why don't you book a free discovery call with me? I will be leaving the links here in this episode so we can chat, we can talk about what you really need, and we can see if we're a good fit for each other. Remember, I have just one mission in this cake world. First is to unite the cake community as one and to make you, my cake artist, my sweet friend, understand the importance of investing in you. Like I said, I will be leaving the links here in the description of this episode so you can book a 30 minutes free discovery call with me. And just remember, in case nobody said this to you today, I do appreciate you and I want you to stay safe and stay creative. So now you will think, what can I do with all this information, Christina? You're telling me all of the things that I shouldn't do and all the things that I shouldn't be stressed about with social media, but what do I do now? Well, very easy. Set a very specific goal of, first of all, be honest with yourself. Let's start from the beginning. Be honest with yourself. What can I do on social media? What can I really compromise to do on social media? Meaning, how many times can you post a week? Honestly, if it's just once a week, it's once a week. What can I post? What kind of content I feel comfortable posting? Be absolutely honest. And all of that, we're going to tackle it on the webinar on this Friday, 24th. Don't miss it. And if you cannot be there live, because that's another thing, if you cannot be there live, the webinar is going to be recorded in the group. So if you're part of the group, you can go and watch it at whatever time you wish to. And there's going to be another in Spanish the week ahead on the 29th. So be absolutely honest with yourself. What can you do? What can you post? What do you feel comfortable doing? That's the first step, okay? It's like a recovery step, from an addiction. Be honest. Just be honest. Apologize to yourself. Say, no, this is me. This is what I can do. And that's it. After that, just set realistic goals. Very realistic goals of what can you think. Like I said before, think about this. If you had a window for your own physical store, how many times will you take care of the window? What would you do with that window to call the attention of your customers and clients, or keep your clients informed? And try to translate that into social media. That's your window. How many times can you post, and what kind of content can you post in order to keep your audience engaged and informed about what you do? That's it. Be honest, like I said, set realistic goals, and after that, try to organize. Let's say you're honest with yourself and say, I can post 3 times a week. Okay, so sit down and make a list of all the possible posts that you could do. I could do a reel, I could do a story, I could do a post, I could do a live session, I could do a video. I mean, if you can, not everybody can do videos, not everybody can edit things, so be honest, okay? If it's just An image, a post is just an image and a post. That's it. Be honest. And make a list of the possible themes that those posts could have. Like, okay, I could take pictures of all my cakes and divide it on wedding cakes, celebration cakes, and maybe some behind the scenes of what I'm doing. Okay, there you have 3 posts for 3 days of the week. And what you're going to do, you're going to repeat that the next week. Maybe switch it around. Change the pictures, of course. You can either repeat that for a month and then go back to a throwback Thursday and use some of the posts that you used before. And with that, you will have a month and a half of content already. So, and just keep it simple, keep it constant. Like if it's 3 days a week, it's going to be 3 days a week. Okay, that's you're gonna do it. Only like that. It's like a diet. If you don't do the diet, you're not gonna see results. If you're not constant with the posting, you're not gonna see any results. Make clear goals of your results. What is the result? I want more people to comment. I want more engagement. I want more followers. It's going to take time because remember, you're not a social media manager. You are very busy with your cakes and you're probably going to be doing a lot of other things. So take it easy and take your time. A very special piece of advice is keep it social. If people comment back. Keep the conversation going because that will raise the engagement. Forget about the algorithm for now. Forget about it unless you want to go deeper into that, take a course or pay somebody to do it. But forget about it. And just be you. Just be you. That's all you can do to start, that wheel moving, the wheel of your social media moving. And don't think about the wasting of time. If you plan, there's not going to be a waste of time. If you focus on you, there's not going to be comparison or social pressure. If you keep the conversation going and you have those special friends close to you, there's not going to be a lack of offline connection. And the algorithm is the algorithm. And unless, like I said, you're an expert on it, you're probably not going to know what to do with it. So just keep it real, keep it constant, and do what you can do. If you want to know more about the myth of the social media life as cake artist, please come to the webinar on Friday, or at least join the group so you can watch the webinar later, because we're going to be talking a little more in depth about this myth. In next week's episode, we're going to also talk a little bit more in depth about this myth. And what I want to do in this month is just to keep talking about social media. And in the last episode of this month is going to be to understand a little bit more about the algorithm so you don't feel like you're missing out. Okay. Today's episode, like I said, is more to be honest with yourself, to be honest about where you are on social media, and to remove all of these expectations that you don't need to have. Because, come on, we are cake artists. We are not social media managers, unless you want to be. But you have to study a lot, and you have to go take courses, and you have to go work on that because it's a lot of work. But we are cake artists, and what we want is just to show our work and to be creative and to make everybody happy with our cakes. That's all we want. So focus on that and be yourself. And I'm sure if you remove the stress from it, like really remove the stress from it, it's going to be liberating, because it has been for me. Okay. I have to be honest. There are days that I think I could be doing more. I could be doing more. I could be doing more, but you know what? I have so many things to do that I'm not going to be doing. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. It's giving me some results. People know who I am, and people are getting into my business, and they're getting to know me. So that's it. That's what I'm going to do. So my friends, with this, I'm going to say goodbye today. Stay tuned, because like I said, this month is going to keep being about social media, and we are going especially to talk about all of this myth around the algorithm, about our behavior, about the expectations of people, and hopefully I can help you see social media for cake artists in a different way. And with this, I say goodbye, as I always say goodbye, my sweet friends. Love you all. Stay safe and stay creative. I'll see you next time. My sweet, sweet friend, if you liked this episode, if you love this podcast, I will kindly ask you to leave me a started review, whatever you're listening to this episode, that is available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and I think a couple of other ones. But in any of those, just leave me a review, leave me a couple of stars or 5 stars if you like it. So people will find this episode, the algorithm would put it out there, and more of our K community will benefit from it. Share it with your friends. Download the episode and share them. Share them on your social media and tag me, because I will answer you back. Of course I will. And send me comments, send me your review, send me your feedback. Even if you don't agree with anything that I say, I would love to hear your opinion. You can find me in any of my social media accounts. I will be leaving the links here on this episode description. I'm on Facebook as The Art Cake Experience. I am on Instagram at Christina_The Art Cake Experience. Or you can even find me on YouTube, my YouTube channel, The Art Cake Experience channel. So thank you so much for listening. And please leave me your review and leave me your comments and your feedback. I would love to hear what you have to say about any of this episode.